Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? Sorry for the late start off here, but there are not enough people coming, but as usual, we're full of promises. There's a thing in here next week running for the coronation, and there's a fucking coming away for these peoples. But we're here, and that's true. That's all that matters. My name's Sandy Smith. With me today is my partner Jane, my sister for Quarrier's Orphan Homes, Mags, who came over from Ireland to stand with us. Quarrier's Orphan Homes is on the west coast of Scotland. It is one of the largest orphanages in Scotland for child abuse, for children that are experimented on. We were your children. Just now, I'm campaigning, and I want to know why we were rejected with. We do not know. Every one of us has got some problem with another. I'm going in my stomach. I ended up with the new three of us. Jane! Hey guys, ready to do a piece of football here. Jane's fingers! I don't know if you can see it. That's what we've done with Jane. Trying to make her a perfect girl. Because Jane was a poster girl. She's a designer child. We've got all the proof here. We can choose it. We've got it all. I've heard many people talking about planes flying overhead. They've seen all the clouds. But you've seen all these planes flying overhead. That's better, we'll start again. But we've seen all these planes flying overhead. We've got a few people here. But as I say, when we try our best to get justice, whenever. When Quarrier's Orphan Homes first started getting investigated for child abuse was back in 1986. I never told anyone that I'd been abused. I stood in front of Lady Smith at the Scottish Child Abuse Inquiry being asked about my abuse. And I was asked a question, how many times I'd been abused. I told everybody once because I was embarrassed and ashamed of myself. My mother, my father, my brothers, my sisters all went to their grave not knowing that I'd been abused. I just couldn't tell anybody. 1986, we were a group started. Quarrier's Orphan Homes, Children of the Past. I was in the back seat. Many people asked me, we ain't got you. He knew I was in there. And were you abused? And I says, no. Many times I was asked, no. When I came out of Quarriers, during the time my school work was something else, I gave up. When I left Quarriers, I could, that's it. Hi. When I left Quarriers Orphan Homes, a wee bit more up the road. But when I left Quarriers Orphan Homes, I could hardly help a train, hardly say my name. I learnt myself everything with the help of my sister Isabel, who was also in Quarriers. I don't talk about her much because I just can't. But it was horrid. Family members abused her, everything. Same as me. But in Quarriers, I never seen anything like my life. When a young boy, Joe was his name, and look beside me. And I just entered that cottage. And I seen him getting ready for bed one night. And I swear his back. My God, did he seriously believe it? And I asked him when he started crying, he says, I fell out a tree. A few weeks later, I seen another boy fell out a tree. One night it became my turn to fall out the same tree. The reason being the cottage father, I cannot mention his name. I have been warned. I could go to jail if I mention this man's name, he runs about 3, he's dead now, but another one of my abusers, he's running about 3. To Scotland, they should bury their head deep. Because I was told, it was a long time ago, try and go over it. I wish the hell I could go over it. I'm sorry. And I had that cottage at first. Mr. Hull, the cottage father, who I can get jailed. I don't care if I get jailed. I mentioned his name, I'm not protecting anybody. What should I do? Don't mention his name. And I went in the door shut behind me, was in there with his wife. His first words was, "And who we got here, boy?" That was the day my name died. From that moment on, my name was Boy. Not Sandy, Boy. I hate anybody when they're in an argument with you. See you, boy. Don't mean that as a joke. I pass it, even the day we stay. How you doing, my mate? How you doing, boy? It's just a thing. But this one does something, see you, boy. No, don't like that. Also people talking to me in an arrogant way, especially with a growling voice. Because this man came and spoke to me, and he was asking me, who we got here, boy? I told him. He turned around and he goes, I'm your new father. This is your new mother. You address me, father, daddy, or son. This is your new mother. Either mother or mummy. Do you understand, boy? I turned around and I goes, I've got a mother and father myself. Whack! It put me in my ass, that heart, I was crying. This is the orphanage, it's supposed to comfort kids. No, that's not. Get up now, boy! Stand your attention. I stood at attention. No, I think I didn't know what it was, but I didn't take it long. Take it! Oh, you sure? Oh, no. Stay there. Again, he said, again I get put marks. The shouldn't be doing that. The meals we were served are shocking, they're disgusting. The treatment we got. You wouldn't believe it. I just wish it, what's in here today, I could put that on the screen to let you see what happens in my head. I can be nice and great. The next, and I'm a truthful, at times I just want to die. I fight that every day, it's there, I want to die, I want to be free. This is what I want the government, I want to work with government, sit at a table with us, amicably, listen to us. The paedophiles that abused us, they don't get sentenced. One of the abusers in there, one of the biggest one, the beast of welfare, John Porteous, I had a video, proof that he was connected with Jimmy Savile. 2 bad brothers with Quarrier was taking an unknown address, raped the shit out of it. Savile, it's a guy went on to say, Savile had his hands around this guy's neck. Where? And the boy was turned on his back and he was below. He didn't know what was up at that time. The next Sunday, a knife was produced and it was given to him. He stabbed him and was killed. This is true, this is no lies. This is how that, when people go to school, that is true. This is true, I had the evidence. All that evidence I gave to Police Scotland, it was on YouTube. A lot of people seen it, a lot of people I've seen it and know my word of truth. That night, well, in earlier that day, the Police Scotland had been down to take a statement of Jane and I. We gave them that. The questions they asked, again, was horrific. I went on and I had to be honest and I told them everything. Again, many times we abused, had to mention that. Anything else? And I started telling them, yes, they were. There are kids here. I've got to really be careful what I'm saying here. But my views are just in the empty of sex. I like the other things. He's on. That was common. ETBs, boys, everyone is abused. Everyone is the same treatment. That's here. Every day of my life. Praying alone. Jane, every night, and every morning when Jane gets up, she's reminded of it with her hands. She goes to bed at night, reminded with her hands. And then push on to Jane. This is a true story with Jane when she was 7. But the cottage auntie done to Jane, and pass on to Jane. Thanks, guys.
I'm just going to keep this a bit short, but my sexual abuse started when I was 7. It actually started with the PE teacher. He had a trick where he would drop his keys, down a girl's blouse. Then he would put his hands down. He put his hands down and have a fumble and touch it where you should never be touched. Yeah, can you hear me okay? Okay, right. I'll keep it up this way. Okay, that's better. So the PE teacher had his party trick where he dropped his keys down a girl's blouse. He'd put his hands down, he'd put them inside your pants and have a fumble. He also had another party trick. He'd pick a girl and ask her to help put the soft toys away, like bean bags and stuff like that. Then he would tell me he could do magic. He took out his penis and told me if I rubbed it, it could do magic by getting big. And to a 7-year-old, that was magic. I didn't know any different. But also, there was more to come. You would have thought I would have been safe having 2 females instead of a father and mother in the cottage. But we had a cottage auntie who was sadistic. She also had an annex bedroom beside the girls' dormitory. She would pick a girl, take her into bed, and make us touch her as she touched us. She would then stand you next to a little boy, because I was in a mixed cottage, and she would tell us what his bit and my bit could eventually achieve. This was a common thing in Quarriers. The things I've found out as I've grown older is that it was a massive paedophile ring. That's all we were. We were money. We were moved. I was taken from Dundee 100 miles away. Even if I had had parents who were interested in me, they never could have afforded to visit. And that's what helped Quarriers get away with their abuse. Even to this day, I've still got people coming forward and telling me of the abuse that they went through in Quarriers. Now, the one thing that, if you could say any good can come out of this, the abuse in Quarrier. Quarrier's never paid any money into the redress fund. So as much as we could get 100 grand from the government, we can now also take Quarriers to court because they failed to pay in to the redress. Money at my time of life, yeah, it'll help my family out, but the memories and the scars and what I now know was wrong, it made me feel that I must have had mug written across my head. Why didn't I know it was wrong? But we never talked about it. We never told each other about it. And now, I wish I had told someone. But anyone who did report it was told they were just a troublemaker, or you were punished. So, to everyone here who's listening, this will possibly be my last rally. And I just want you to remember me. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm stronger than you realise, and I am suing Quarrier. I'm taking them the whole way. I'm one of the first ones. I'm taking them, and I'm not letting them get away with it. I'm gathering as much evidence as I can, but you heard Sandy say they got rid of evidence. But you know what? If they got rid of the evidence, they can't prove it didn't happen. I can. That's all I've got to say.
I tell you, things a bit for heart. I'm also mate, no way. I'm on and on I said tears. I've said a few today because I'm not some of them. And later, I'm going to a big, massive thanks to you last year and Mandy for going to help us to get this done. It's a story about a wee boy. Well, I can't even talk about it. You'll hear it later. Wait a minute.
Hi everybody, can you hear me? Hi. I was in the Quarrier's home during Sandy. Same happened to me. I was battered with a school teacher, grabbed by the neck and battered and battered. When I was 12 years of age, well 11 coming on to 12, I was actually raped twice with a man that I trusted. And like Sandy and Jane says, we were always matched up to the hospitals, injections, everything. Many a night I was put out in a shed and I had to lie in that shed and you were frozen, absolutely frozen. I never told, I'm married, I actually live in Ireland. I didn't tell my husband that this happened to me until about a year and a half ago. So I have been walking about with this in my head for all these years, and it was just out of mistake. I was looking up Facebook one night and I seen these things for Quarriers, and I contacted Sandy. And I came last year, first time to meet Sandy and Jane. Now I'm going up to Quarriers on Tuesday to tell my story as well. As Jane says, and I say, and Sandy as well, wasn't our fault. We didn't know what these people were doing to us. But we were told, if you say something, you were punished for it, you were told you were a liar, and you did get abused for it. But listen, I'm not going to get into any more because I've find it very hard. But I'm glad that I've actually said my piece, because this has been in my head for years and years. And thank you to everybody that listened. And thanks Sandy, and thanks Jane.
No bother. A few years ago, because I was over the age of 68, I was awarded £10,000. Couldn't help it. I was awarded it by the Scottish Government. All I ever wanted, I never want money. The £10,000 in was, I gave every penny that away. Didn't want it. All I wanted was a bit of paper for the Scottish Government and also from Quarrier Orphan Homes. An apology. I've got it in my hand today. That is my bedside cabinet. I don't know many things I look at that. Especially for Quarriers apologising. That's everything to me. I'm happy at that. Don't want money. Don't want it. Don't want it. No, it brings misery, believe me. People like me. They don't need money. We get brothers and sisters here. It's in their luck. My ambition in life is to build a home for adults and mags. People like Stevie, the daughter, and her family can go for a holiday. On the 22nd of December last year, a new board was elected with Quarriers. New management team. We met with them. The man's name, Ron Cully, Dr. Ron Cully. We sat down at a table and we spoke. I told him what I wanted. And he told me, Sandy, he goes, I can't promise you an apology. He goes, it's up to the directors. He goes, I give you my word. I'll do everything I can to try and get you that. 2 weeks later, I got a letter back from Quarriers. I was like, apology. My dream to build this house. Quarriers are doing it for us. That's a dream that has become a reality. This is what happens when you sit down with these people. Talk to them, get it over to them. It can be done. Our very first battle was to get Quarriers Orphan Homes to admit they knew we were being abused and give us an apology. And we got that at the onset of the Scottish Child Abuse Inquiry. But the then director, Alice Harper, the woman before her was a Josie Bell. Josie, we went out one time, me and Jane, Jane had her records. Josie Bell come through. Where's your records, Jane? She goes, I don't know what's on them. She goes, I've no idea, we're not allowed to look at them. So Jane was looking at her records, and I swear, I seen it. Jane knows it. She went, oh no, turn the page, read that about your bag. This is only just seconds ago she told us she didn't know anything. When I asked her name, she told me, we didn't keep records during your time. I was in the gym. So I said to her, I goes, Josie, that's a lie. No, I'm not lying. I goes, Josie, you're lying. She goes, how am I? I goes, well, who's changed her records? And everyone Jane was in. And I swear, she took the jazz hands, both hands. No, I didn't mean to say that, She goes, what I meant to tell you is, you were destroyed when the office went fire. I goes, Josie, you're lying again to me, love. I goes, please, be honest, just be honest. Again, the jazz hands. I didn't mean to say that. This is one thing. She goes, what I meant to say was, there were many children's records went missing when we moved office. We never found them. I goes, so was anything done? Was an investigation ever done? No. I goes, why not? And at that, I think she got up and looked at us. But we were there for about 20 minutes when we realised they said on our way home, left us. This main road is in, they've kept the word. The kids' headstones, 335 kids, they removed their headstones, we've got them replaced. Every battle we fought we won. Because we linked together. Team! Right! That's all! The guys don't want to be united, they should be united. He was back 40 years after me. I know what happened to him. I'm playing Billy, you're a belly a guy, I love you, over. But we fight, we'll never be broken. Never! Because we do what was in our heart. We are the warriors. To be a warrior, there's 3 things I always say you need to be a warrior. Think, speak, and know your heart that you're doing right. That's our motto. That's what we go by. Thanks for listening to us. There's a man on our today you don't know. This is Laura. This is Robert, or Robert. We are the founders of the George Square family, and Maddie's here. The next time we Mandy might get involved, you'll hear from Mandy, and you'll have. I just got all over my hand here. Oh, it's what I'm doing, couldn't ask for anything better. So I'm going to hand over to you. And you can do your bit right now.
It's your turn. Hi guys.
How are you doing, people? I'm privileged here today to speak to the people here about the sons and daughters. The child abuse, sexual abuse has been permitted in the lands of Scotland. And why is that? Because we have a legal system, a legal society. Politicians that don't care about the sons and daughters. They don't care about anybody. They don't care about the abuse that's happening to people all their lives. But they permit it. You get predators on the internet, downloading images of children being abused, growing online, and thankfully we've got predator groups that's deterring this. But it's not enough, because these people get rewarded for what they do. When people, families find out there's a predator or a paedophile downloading images in their area, they go and address the issue. But what do the council do? They give them another house to put them somewhere else to cause another problem. What do Police Scotland do? When you get a predator and the people find out about them, they send half a police force to protect them and move them out and move them somewhere else. What about the sons and daughters that's been grown? What about the sons and daughters that's been abused? And today, it makes my stomach turn. We have a children's event here. We have a victim event here. And nobody comes to George Square to support the victims or the people. Why? Families can't get justice with the Scottish Parliament and everybody else. They want to victimise the people. The Parliament's full of paedophiles. And I'll tell you why. Because they don't sentence the predators and the abusers to jail time. They get them there and put them back out the street to do it again. And that in my eyes is not acceptable for any reason. No way is that acceptable. Some judges see these people have an illness. Oh, that's right, people. They have got an illness. They've got a sickness that you can't accept. Anybody downloads images of children being abused, anybody that grooms sons and daughters anywhere in the lands of Scotland, England, Ireland and Wales, and anybody does anything to a child or son or daughter, that is acceptable. Straight to jail and lock them up. No bail, straight to jail and lock them up. People
people driving cars get more abuse off the coppers than a paedophile or a predator abusing the sons and daughters. Why is that? Because the public are easy targets for money. It's all about money. If you think your politicians, your parliament, and all these scumbags care about your sons and daughters, care about the elderly, there's not just a victim of crime about abuse or anything. The false system is totally abusive to elderly, the sick, the vulnerable as well. There's sexual abuse happening to elderly people in the care system. And that's a fact. Genocide is happening against the people in the care system, but nobody seems to bother. Everybody is walking about the town just doing their own thing. They don't care about the sons and daughters. Well, the people here care about the sons and daughters, and I care about the sons and daughters. Instead of sitting over there, come over here and support the people that's trying to make you aware of the abuse of sons and daughters in the land of Scotland. Diabolical. Life is sweet. They don't accept it because it's not happening at their door. They don't care. That's the only two answers I can come up with. That's it. They just don't care. But when it goes to their door and their son and daughters abused, then they'll care. And that time it's too late because the people here today is warning the people everywhere else. But nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to bother. And that's wrong. People are here today as victims. All their life. Sons and daughters have been abused. How can you justify that? They tell people if you're being abused, sign a document, we'll give you money. Shut your mouth, you're not going to get the money. Where is the justice in that? Money can't buy the innocence of sons and daughters. And that's a fact. Innocent can't buy. Money can't buy the victims that's been abused. The system's full of paedophiles, your social services, your councils, the Quarrier fiscal, the sheriffs and the politicians, especially them. With sex education in the schools, they're criminally converting and criminally messing about with the children's mind, confuse them who and what they are. Well, I can stop if the mothers and fathers start removing consent. You don't need to go to court. No man or woman in this planet has a right over your son or daughter. The woman that created that son or daughter, that's her property. She owns it. All rights there until it's old enough to deal with its own life. I specialise in common law, right? And my motto is, he who creates owns, and that's a fact. The social services are stealing sons and daughters like it's a pastime. Because they can. Because your Scottish government make rules, regulations and policies, it's no law. It is not law. And the biggest secret word that they use, person, child, irresponsible, immature, children, plural, legalese, word tricky, to keep you in a legal, relevant person. When you go to a children's panel, you go to a court, and you try to fight for your son or daughter. They come up with a rule that says you have to have significant time in the son or daughter's life over a period of 6 years. But social services make sure that doesn't happen, because they take your son or daughter and put it in care. It happened to my sister. They stole her son and daughter based on lies. I fought with umpteen panels. I even get to jail, get into court with a secret camera and fought with the judge in the court. They still went against us because they don't recognise we, the people, as men and women. They recognise us as persons. Something is dead. Your birth certificate, when the fathers and mothers register the birth certificate, they're creating a contract that they're not aware of. There is no full disclosure. That's why social services can come and steal your son and daughter. Take it away, put it into a system. A lot of carers out there looking after sons and daughters and abusing them and getting away with it because they don't care. It's wrong. I would like to thank Sandy, Jane and everybody and getting the opportunity to speak here today. These people are the real victims. These people are the real warriors because everything was done without their consent. They were forced to do something they had no choice in, and it's wrong. And I told people, wake up, stand up, be counted. There's got to be no change. You want change? Get rid of the politicians. Take back control of the lives of Scotland. Take back the courts. Shut down the children's panels. realise this children's care system for the benefit of children to protect them. There is no children protection out there, and that's a fact. Anyway, people, thank you for giving me time to be heard, and thank you for listening. When I tell you for a heart, because I fought for this system, not just for to expose the corruption and the abuse of sons and daughters. I fought this system for 12 years coming on, and I've knocked myself away with diabetes. They didn't even know that. I protect and help everybody give them knowledge to protect the rights of sons and daughters. But I can't get the numbers to back me up to put change in the system. I want to see an end to the abuse of sons and daughters. I want to see the end to the abuse to people in the hospitals. People dying unnecessarily because of the politicians and their lies. Time to end the tyranny, and the time starts now. Thank you, people. So speaking for them, once again, with the law of Monday.
Hi everybody. So I'm just reading out a statement on behalf of Anne and Jade for Justice for Jace. So I'm going to be referring to him as my son, but obviously it's Jade's son. In January 2020, 1 week before my son's 4th birthday, he was sexually abused by Adam McMaster. His mother was a family friend, and we invited them up from Manchester to stay with us on the 17th of January 2020. Kerry Wilson, Adam's mother, told Adam to take care of Jace, take him up to the bedroom to play on the PlayStation. He double locked the doors, sat my son on the bed and told him exactly what he was going to do to my son. My son told him no, but Adam told Jace to be quiet and forced himself on my son. After raping my baby, he told him that if he told anyone, he would kill Jace and kill his family. From that moment, my son was left traumatised and in fear for his little life. He stole my son's innocence, destroyed his childhood, and left my son with a life sentence. Jace kept himself to himself for 6 months and finally opened up and told us what happened. I went straight to the police the same night, begging them to help us. A video interview was set up for Jace. I wasn't allowed in the room to be with my traumatised 4-year-old. After the video interview, the police told me that Jace had managed to give them more information than he first told me. Things no 4-year-old would ever know or understand. The police told me with what Jace had told them, this was enough to go to court, but they wanted to do some more investigating. During the investigation, Adam McMaster to this day has never been questioned. Yet in 2017, when Adam was 13 years old, he was at Swinton Police Station being interviewed for the rape of a young boy and his little sister. They had all the evidence against Adam for this case, but like Jace's case, they weren't taken to the High Court because of Adam's apparent lack of understanding. Yet he knew what he was doing the minute he threatened to kill my 3-year-old son if he told anyone what he had done. Also, during the investigation, 7 other victims came forward, also from Manchester, children and adults. The police spoke with these other victims but failed to log their statements. Since 2017, Adam has had restrictions put in place by social work and Manchester Police. He was not allowed near any children under the age of 18 years old. His mother and the social work failed to abide by these restrictions and allows Adam to mix with children in his street and stay with us in Scotland, that my son would be at risk from him. Social workers, police, child protection and the Scottish justice system has failed my son. I have appealed the court's decision not to take us to court twice. I raised my concerns of Adam being free to walk the streets. Is it going to take him to kill a young child for them to open their eyes and do something about this beast? We have been in contact with the Lord Advocate, but he has now stepped down. My mum is now dealing with the new Lord Advocate. My mum has also had phone calls back and forth with Adam's social work manager. She told my mum it was her who done the reports for the CID, and they are not saying this didn't happen to Jace. They know something happened, but they feel Adam would not cope with being locked away. But what about my son? He has destroyed my baby's life. My baby boy sees a counsellor once a week. That has now stopped due to lockdowns and it never continued. He wets himself constantly because of the thoughts in his head and the horrible nightmares he has almost every single night. He's terrified and scared to meet new men. He can't trust anyone. My baby isn't the same little boy anymore. He suffers on a daily basis for what Adam put him through, but they are allowing him to live his life as normal after breaking children because he wouldn't cope with being behind bars. How do you think Adam's other victims and the victims' human rights, now that has been taken away, are coping? Where is the justice in that? 3 years old, let that sink in.
Right guys, hello, can you hear me okay? Hello. Right, so where do I begin? Again, look at the sad turnout for the children in this country. Our children are being trafficked, exploited and abused, and nobody in this country seems to care. So like I said, where do I begin? Sandy and Jane are here because we have a Scottish child abuse inquiry where every single institution in our country is responsible for abusing children, beating children, murdering children. Sandy and Jane fought to get headstones replaced in a cemetery in Quarrier where, don't quote me how many children, 338 little children. But can I say that, what's going on? So hello. But can I say Sandy and Jane's place is the only place that I know that actually has headstones or marked graves for these children. We have children in unmarked graves all over our country. Do people know that? Do people know that you could possibly be walking on children that were abused, beaten and murdered by your system? All over the country. Some have even went as far to build houses on them. Me and Laura investigated Lanark, and when Lanark first started becoming part of the child abuse inquiry, they started trying to sell the land for £6.2 million where all the children are buried. To the person that would build houses on it the quickest, the property developers. That is our country. Our country hides child abuse. Sandy and Jane went to Quarriers one day to discover they'd removed the headstones. So when they think nobody's bothering, they removed this history so that nobody knows what these institutions done to our children. These institutions are responsible for rape, murder and abuse of our children. That has to stop, the historical abuses in the Scottish Child Abuse Inquiry. But during lockdown, these children were in these care homes and these institutions. During lockdown, these children were getting sexually exploited, they were getting groomed, they were getting trafficked in Glasgow city centre. Me and Laura were in this city every week shouting that there was a pandemic, that our children were falling vulnerable. The girls were being trafficked and sold for sex. The boys were being given drug addictions and debt and then made to run drugs and look after the girls in this city that were getting prostituted out. That is the state of the country. The trauma these kids have had to deal with in this country is just beyond trauma that any children should have to deal with. We went into a pandemic, our children, the trauma that nobody's even recognised the trauma that our children have been through in the last 3 years. When you think about it, there's been family breakdowns, there's confusion, children are isolated, they live in fear, and that's just to name a few. Children in this city during lockdown were being sexually exploited, forced to run drugs. Some of the children will be stuck in that life for decades before, or even a decade before they even realise that they're being exploited. Who's looking after the children in our country? These children are the future adults that's going to be running our country, but yet they're messed up, they've been traumatised, they've been isolated, their families have been brought down.
And remember what their institutions are already responsible for. The same institutions and local authorities that claim to be helping these children are failing these children. And the pandemic we currently have in this country is a suicide pandemic in our young. If you can understand all the stuff they've already been through, is it any wonder your children are suicidal? What hope for the future do they have? What do your children have? So, and what has the government done about it? Well, what our government done when their children were extremely vulnerable, at their most vulnerable they've ever been, when the adults had no idea what was going on, they were in the middle and height of a pandemic, they're in the back doors of your schools. Another institution, the biggest institutions we have in our country, they bring a sex education. But this sex education is not sex education. It's a global, comprehensive sexuality education. So it's in 52 countries, and it's what the institutions, Sandy and Jane will tell you. Not only these institutions done all this to their children, they also used these children in the care homes as experiments. They experimented on them with drugs, they experimented on them with abuse, trauma, they experimented on these children in these institutions like Sandy's for decades and decades and decades. They know what trauma causes, they know when you're vulnerable, they know everything about it, and then, so their children are so susceptible, looking for hope for the future. What are they doing now? They brought a sex education programme into your institutions. It's a global sexuality education. It is encouraging your children at 4 years old to experiment with gender. It's telling your children it's okay to experiment with gender and they're only 4 years old. They're also teaching your children to keep it a secret from mum and dad. No, nobody should be teaching children to keep secrets from mum and dad. Where are they going with that? Is it abuse? Because that's what abusers do. Abusers teach children to keep secrets. So, this is so much more sinister than anybody can imagine. Right, this is what the institutions have done for decades and decades and decades. Right, they've not been caught for historical abuse, they're not getting sued for billions and billions possibly, put out of business. So what have they done? They brought in a global sex education. This sex education is designed to teach your children how to claim their sexual rights, teach your children how to consent to sex. Once they claim their sexual rights, you no longer have a say. You've got nothing to do with it. Scotland went a step further than any other country. Scotland has incorporated the United Nations Convention of the Rights of Every Child and made it Scots law. So when your child claims sexual rights in school at 8 years old, what child should have sexual rights and be able to consent at 8 years old? No child. The children can't consent. This is rape. All schools are sexually exploiting children. They're going to teach them how to consent to sex, how to claim their sexual rights, tell mum and dad to go do one basically, and it's none of their business. Now not only that, I was on these streets 2 years ago shouting, when they pass this, that'll give the state the ability to administer medication to your children from 8 years old through the schools. You will see relationship, sexual health and parenthood education as part of a health and wellbeing curriculum for excellence. It's not going anywhere. They tell you there was an opt-out. That was an illusion. There never was an opt-out. This education is incorporated into every single subject in your curriculum. History, geography, science, maths, etc., etc. How can your PE, what are they going to teach your children about sex and PE? Right, every subject across the curriculum, this education is there. And the rate at which they're sexualising your children is alarming, and you really should be known. So I wanted to ask some questions for you. I wanted to ask, one, do you know what your children are learning in school? Does everybody know what their children are learning in school? And are you okay with teachers teaching your children how to have sex at 8 years old? Teaching them to claim their sexual rights and consent to sex without you knowing about it? Your parental rights are being removed from right under your noses and nobody can see it. Consent is being gained by deceit. It's not informed. There is no opt-out, like I said. Women's rights are also being removed in this country to accommodate their agenda. But most of all, children's rights are being removed. Their God-given right to be children. Children's rights are being removed. Our children in this country no longer have a right to be children. When is it the adults and the parents' duty to start walking about and no caring what the children are learning in this country and not concerning yourselves with what the children are learning in this country? Because the children don't know what they're learning. Your children are coming home from school right now, sexually abused, I hope you know. They're coming home showing symptoms of sexual abuse. They don't want to speak to you about what they were learning because they don't exactly want to sit down and tell mum and dad that they were watching porn with the school teachers, do they? So, like I said, we have massive safeguarding concerns in Scotland, massive child protection issue as our children are being abused through the education system. Whether you want to believe it or whether you don't, it's happening. You're losing your parental rights, your children are being given sexual rights and getting taught how to consent to sex. If you don't believe it's happening, look what's going on in the world. Look at the state of the world. Children are being exploited, and like I said, what's the agenda? Well, it makes other problems go away. Institutional abuse. It's legal to have sex with children. What institutional abuse? Their children consented. Their children have rights. They have sexual rights. But like I said, where's the children's rights to be children? Because I've read the Convention of Rights, and in the Convention of Rights, children have the right to be children, free from abuse, free from exploitation, and free from being raped. But currently, that's their education, their only education, and why are they doing it? Like I said, all the problems go away, it's legal to have sex with children, and also, why do you think they do? Wales have removed science and maths as mandatory subjects and replaced it with sex education as mandatory instead of science and maths. So what does that tell you they're going with it? They're teaching your children to consent to sex, have sex, because there's an industry to feed out there, and it's the porn industry. These people see us as money. They see us as we make money. And how can they make money easy? Well, they make it legal and the children think they're consenting. The children sell themselves because they get lots of money. Children don't know that's child sexual exploitation. It's our duty as adults in this country to teach the children what they're learning in school is wrong. So when a lot of people said, right, you have demos and you speak, where are you going with this? Well, we can only go so far. I've applied for premises for all these services to set up, but we need people to back that. I've got plenty of people willing to volunteer their time in healthcare, childcare, but the only way forward and for us to make a difference is see the services that we currently have, that we know is just a system, a control, a abuse, etc., etc. Well, we need to build our own services. It might need to be voluntary to start with, the same as the sex education. People are taking their children out and homeschooling them. But why should their children not be socialised because they've been abused in school? We pay for that education. So if we create something else, they're going to have to send that money to us eventually when nobody wants their education, nobody wants their services, nobody wants their social workers. Well, the voluntary services will take over then, but I don't see another way forward. The same as the sex education, that goes to use everybody that's got children, nieces, nephews, grandkids in school. Well, it's your duty to do something about that. Each and every single parent, every community needs to get active. This is serious. Once your children's innocence is removed, it's gone. You can't just give them their innocence back. You can't just say, here, there you go, you're innocent again. Once they're curious and sexually curious and experimental, then that's it. They're no longer children. And that's where our government are going with this education. Exactly. We will have societies in 20 years' time where paedophilia is legal, where children can consent to sex. Police Scotland are already calling paedophiles MAP, minor attracted person, right? Police Scotland, that's our own police force. So if that doesn't tell you where it's going with it, then what does? What more do people need? Like I said, I stood in these streets. That's another thing. 2 years ago shouting, but you don't understand, this will give the state permission to administer medication to your children. Well, I only found out 3 months ago that the Sandyford Clinic in Glasgow has already been prescribing puberty blockers to 9-year-old autistic children for 9 years. For the last 9 years they've been experimenting on 86% of the children are autistic and they're classed as gender confused. Now they were groomed to believe they were confused so they could then go on medication by the state in this country to 9 years old. Have these parents been informed about the long-term health complications with puberty blockers? It affects bone development, affects brain development, it gives them health conditions for the rest of their life, it makes them infertile, etc, etc. I could go on all day. Our country is already abusing children. They're already prescribing puberty blockers. They already have been for 9 years. And now they've got every law, like the Convention on the Rights of the Child, teaching your children to claim sexual rights. They're going to make it all legal. So children in this country are already really messed up. And there is somebody needing to reach out and help them, because it's not going to be our state. Our state are experimenting. I'll tell you one more sinister thing, not only is RSHP education or that, it's profiling your children. I've looked into the data they're collecting on your children. Your children get censuses by 5 years old. So by 5 years old they want to know what time your child goes to bed, what they like for dinner, who their 5 favourite people are, who they have sleepovers with, who lives in your house, who comes up at the weekends. You name it, their sleeping habits, their eating habits, their hobbies, their likes, their dislikes, all that information is gathered through Scottish censuses. And then when they get to 13 it's, have you had anal sex, how many sexual partners did you have last year? All that data is collected and stored and gathered by your local councils. It is then gathered by the government, the Scottish government, it is then stored in their systems, it is then gathered by UNESCO, all the governments in the 52 countries, all the children. It is then shared with CCAS in America and the World Health Organization. So all these people have profiles on your children right down to what time they go to bed at night, and nobody can still, and not just that, every institution in our country previous to date has been guilty of trafficking children across the world. So why do they want a database on every child on the planet? I can only think of one reason, and that is for these people in power that want to exploit your children. There's a database there for any, like a catalogue for any children they want. So guys, I'm going to leave that with you, and that's just something to think about, and please educate people about what's happening in their schools.
I'm talking about. It's amazing wonder. An amazing brother, Steve. Love you very much.
On you go, mate. On you go.
Hello, thank you everybody for coming. I would just like to start my story. It's about my grandson, Reese Bonner. Reese was 19. Reese was 19, and he went out in 2019, on July the 24th, a lovely sunny day. I went up to Easter House. When I went up to Easter House to Donald to meet his friends. Reese didn't come home. 2 days had passed because obviously because he was an adult we had to wait 48 hours before we reported him missing. So I reported him missing to this man. His name is Mark Barrow, Easter House Police Station. So we ended up, we had to give a statement. We came down to our house, looked, obviously they had to go in and look about the house, went up to his mum's, had a look about her house, and then said that then we found out that it was with a well-known person, even a person, an animal. That's an animal that still walks these streets today. And that's why we're here to fight for justice for our son, and Stephanie's there to fight for the justice of other people's sons and daughters. So this monster could never do this again to anybody else. So as the police knew, that had already been done a few times before. The other families, she'd done that to other boys. So when we found out what it was and that, and we went up and we done our own, we investigated ourselves, looked everywhere, we hunted high and low for 2 weeks. While his mother was left in the house because she just had a wee baby, his wee brother, he was only 6 months old. So Stephanie sat in the house, and this man phoned her to fight, no coming down, no chapping her door, to say Stephanie, whatever's happening, how's things, anything, just to give her updates. That was it. We didn't get a liaisons officer because he said we were a close family and we didn't need anything. And as you know yourself, that's not what the liaison officer's for. The liaison officer's there to tell you the updates of what's happening in that day, so that my daughter would know, oh, we're getting helicopters, we're getting dogs, we're getting this and that. Nothing. She begged, her and her husband begged, her and her boyfriend begged them, please, go and send up a helicopter. That's all we need, a helicopter. Please. She told them repeatedly it was in Bishop Lockfields. We knew in our hearts, we went in here, we were all walking about the town, but in our hearts, we knew he was up there, we knew where he was. We told them repeatedly, I mean, this is a big field, a big man, but for the police it's nothing. We repeatedly told them, his mum repeatedly told them, he's up in Bishop Lockfields. Still no Bishop Lockfields, because we know, because me and my husband searched that Bishop Lockfield every day and night, and my other daughter as well, Amanda, and friends and people going about all helped, and we all searched Bishop Lockfields, nothing. For 2 days went by. You know, me and Steph went up that morning at 7 o'clock to the fields, and we looked about, and we came back down the road at 9. So we turned about, but at night we always came in and the tuning at night, and we got there during the day, and got to the fields at night time. So Matt Barrow promised Stephanie it would bring her son home. Stephanie, just to let you know, that happened to a boy a year before, and I brought that boy back to his family. So Stephanie's, Mum, he'll get him. But me and Steph knew things weren't going right. But she was too scared, because she said, Mum, we'll look for them if we say anything. So we had to keep quiet and just watch an absolute horror at what was going on. So 6 o'clock on Thursday, the 8th of August 2019, the chap to our door because my daughter was down in my house. Stephanie said it was only me and my son, and Stephanie was in, and the baby. And he chapped that door to tell her I found your son. He's dead. So he sat there in our house for 2 hours, explaining things, what happened, and everything with us. And I said to him, I told you he was with her, and I told you, we all told you what she was like, what she done to other people, we knew. And he's sitting nodding his head, knowing that we said that to him. So he sat, and so the two of them went by and he went away, and as he turned round to the door, to go out the door, he looked and he said, you know, if anything happens to her, we'll come for you. So I looked at Steph and I said, what's he talking about? They'll need to investigate her. Because he knows that's the last known person to see this alive. So she said they went into the fields, they had a drink, she forgot her bags, we went back to get the bags, she came out, and we didn't. Why didn't you go back in and see where he was? If he didn't come back out to you, why did you leave him lying in there? She knew, and my other daughter Amanda went up to talk to her about Reese. She knew that he was in that field, but chose not to tell us. As two things went on, it took exactly a week before they went to the place that she hung about, which was the Loch, it's called now, but then it was called Easterhouse Shopping Centre. We went up, me and my daughter got the CCTV footage off, well not off them, but they told us to go home, they would phone the police and we get the CCTV footage. They done that, but a week later, so we're thinking, oh they're investigating. No door-to-door inquiries. So there's a place called Blackadder Drive at the back where this was found between Gatlock and Lock End and Gatlock, Broken Hall, sorry, and Gatlock. We speak to the people in Blackadder Drive and they said how shocked they were at that. But that's 2 weeks later, Stephanie phones me screaming, I've just been sent a video, Mum. I've been dragging Reese along the fields, and it's a thing now we know it's called a pulley, dragging him his body. So me and him jumped to me back down the road again to look at this video, and what a shocking video. So he was pulled to Blackadder, in the Bishop Lock field out to Blackadder Drive, and they pulled him in front of every person, all the kids and trampolines and all people all up the fields. But what they done, they when they found Reese, they were still letting dog walkers walk the fields. No saying, oh, I'm going to cut this off. No toll, no nothing. He was just dragged. No nothing. Everything was all away. All the forensics, obviously, because they've dragged him. So this is what we've got to watch. This video of them dragging my grandson, sorry. Dragging him and then throwing him. So Stephanie shows it to the CID. It comes down and looks at it, doesn't say nothing. Then he's away thinking, oh, it's just a kid on video, it's just somebody's fist. But we know that it was Reese, and they know it's Reese. So that was, we went in for the autopsy and everything, because it was there were so many unexplained deaths, it took longer. Then we started with what was it? The DNA. We started. Before that, my husband had been down to identify these. As Mark Barrow said, I'll take you, Stephen. I'll take you down. Next day comes, somebody else comes, no Mark Barrow. So Steph goes down, goes away, takes him in, doesn't explain, oh, we're going to see, this is going to be a telly and you're going to see your grandson. He thinks he's going to go in, and it's right, you see it, you know, I'm going, didn't you? He went in, and he said to put him in a room, and then flashed on the telly, and he's seen my grandson. So he's absolutely devastated. So he's saying, is it race? He's not too sure, he's back and forward, not too sure. So then he said, so they said, oh, well, Mr. Bonner, what will do? We'll shut. And then, so he said, no, you come, you tell me it's race. He says, I'm not going to him to think in a couple of years' time, was that my grandson I seen that day? Was it? So he waited. So he started the DNA. He went to Stephanie, got DNA. I goes up, watches the kids. 2 days later, oh sorry, we need more DNA. Every time they come up for DNA of my daughter, she's saying, Mum, it probably wasn't him, he's probably still alive. And I had to tell my baby, no, it is. It is. 3 times they came for DNA offer, 3 times. And by that time, I'd have to tell her to go away. I said, you can't come back, you can't do this to her. You're not doing it to her. Because she's in bits, absolute bits. So they goes away. Then, didn't say, don't cremate them or anything. We cremated them. And they were probably quite happy because that was it. They hadn't anything, and after they did that, they didn't do anything. Then we found out the corruption that went on. And then we met a saint, and his name's Ali Cocaine, and his wife Michelle, from No One Seems to Care. And this man is he's actually a saint, that's what he is, a saint. So he looked after my daughter for them, and he told my daughter about things that weren't right. And first of all, we had 26 complaints, 26. That wasn't everything, there were still more, but Alex put in 26. The police they decided, no, they upheld what they done, so everything was alright. Then we went.
The Police Scotland, we complained to the Police Scotland, they take complaints in, right, and they just ignore the complaints, so we take the next step, we'll step to my daughter, that's what they here for, to talk about my daughter and my grandson. Police Scotland didn't take nothing at all, taking responsibility, didn't see any wrongdoing at all. They accepted Mark Barrow dragging Sergeant Mark Barrow, now an Inspector Mark Barrow, now retire soon. After the ordain, all retiring soon, you're not tired now, Mr. Sturgeon. You know, all lawful stuff, you get the money and disappear, we'll retire you anyway. But the PRC have took in the 26 complaints, and it's been a long time, nearly 3 years of PRC, and they finally come back and upheld 4 complaints were upheld. So that was good for PRC. We'd like to thank PRC for being respectful and dignified for your family and finding Police Scotland guilty in 4 complaints. Now we took Stephanie's petition, and all these people here signed a petition on behalf of Stephanie Bonner and Lisa Bonner and their family. And I'd like to thank you very much, all these and all the public people in Scotland.
Stephanie's petition was held in it was February 22nd was handed in, Stephanie's petition, and they're very respectful, Scottish Parliament are very respectful and dignified, and thank you very much for Scottish Parliament to give respect and dignity with this Scotland can give us, so thank you very much Scottish Parliament. So they've got it in there, and they had it out there the other day there, at the least to say the Stephanie's complaints will be implemented, it will be implemented, Stephanie's case will be implemented on it, and Stephanie's will be framed as an example. I never say an example, she will be framed, and framed means it's going to be in law, well hopefully it will be in law for missing people. There's missing persons that have been here for years and years. We've been fighting for 4 years now, the missing persons for our grandfather, East Bonner. And I'm trying to change our law, but my brother's trying to change the law on behalf of Stephanie Bonner and Norma Cluskey. Norma Cluskey, I've got to speak with Norma Cluskey and all, because she's got a brother and all who was exactly same a week before he's got missing Johnny Connolly. Norma Cluskey's a mum, and Johnny's dad is Johnny Connolly Senior. So they've been fighting individual parties and all. But my daughter Stephanie is took, and Norma have been fighting together. Hashtag all boys, you know. Hashtag one family, hashtag one army. So we're trying to get everybody's injustices all put together, trying to fight together instead of being apart. Instead of arguments, there's no arguments, there shouldn't be any arguments about kids or how they've been treated. The best arguments, we have adult arguments. Sometimes we can't deal with them, but deal with the kids. Deal with the kids, It's not about me and anybody else, you know what I mean? I've got my own problem myself in my own head. Everybody's own problem in their own head. We make differences in our fractions. I'm very sorry about being this way with you. I didn't mean it. So I apologise to people. I didn't shake the hands today, I didn't shake the hands before. I'm very sorry, I will shake the hands, I'm very sorry. So I've got to be this way to help other people, because I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling bad for not shaking people's hands. It's not right. It's not right up in my hand after that, right? I'm just trying to be, it's hard trying to fight, be a wee grandboy and my wife and my daughter and other fractions, nobody here, but there's other fractions in Facebook, other places, who try to put your families down because you're fighting a good fight. You're not fighting a good fight here, and don't believe you're not going to fight a good fight, it's not going anywhere. It will go somewhere fast, and it's gradually coming here. Johnny Connolly left his house on the 15th of July 2019. He went down to Parks Lane pub, had a wee pal, had a wee pint. So I had a pint, left the pub, it must have been at 9 o'clock, I say, 9 p.m. So he went to the Central Station Bridge, and he comes through it, his pal, goes at McDonald's at the corner, the four corners, right, gets his McDonald's, they part ways, Johnny walks up Close Street, the way he came, bypasses Case Charles Kitchens, that's his ex-work, he goes to the underpasses at Spears Wharf, Johnny was attacked in Spears Wharf. Johnny's dad took me 3 years ago and no said nothing because it investigated and no said to me no. So I've not said nothing since that time, but we have got to say that Johnny was attacked in Spears Wharf underpasses and there's blood there. Police even much as blood there, they couldn't get that. There's no water, raining. So I'd like to see Nora, please support Nora McCluskey and Johnny Connolly's dad, senior, and please support Johnny himself. Well, we don't like to be left behind, do we, in any kind of fight for families. So we're here together. Thank you very much for Johnny and Nora, and back to Reese again, and my wife, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sorry for going on, going on. As I said to Mark Barrow, and just to let you know as well, it went on countdown. It appeared in countdown. Why they were still in, we thought it was an investigation, why he was still investigated, and he was on countdown. And Steph's birthday, the 3rd of the 3rd, 65, 3rd of the 3rd there. As I said, no empathy on anything of him. not even a sorry, not a sorry. I think they want to say sorry now, but it's too little too late now. She's no want a sorry off them or anything, nothing, because they done nothing for her. As I said, she sat up in that house with a wee baby. While we were out, we couldn't obviously go up and down because we were out working. But she sat in that house with that wee baby, and not one of them came anywhere near to see if anything needed. Wouldn't put out a helicopter, wouldn't put out dogs, wouldn't put anything out for them, nothing. And a week previous to his disappearing, then it was a shame, it was a wee old lady for a home, and they put out a helicopter for her and found her. So he put out a drone for Reese and spoke about this drone found Reese. There was a drone that found him. So he's thinking, oh, this is great, I've done this for you. That was it, nothing else, not another thing. Police Scotland have been absolutely disgusting, absolutely disgusting. But I'll say about Scottish Parliament have been absolutely fantastic for Stephanie, absolutely fantastic. And I can't thank them enough, they keep in contact. Now this is past the 22nd of July, the 22nd of January to now. They've corresponded with her, fantastic. So they have absolutely great, and I can't thank them all enough. And what empathy the people had that day we went, some people here came with us, and what empathy the people had for Stephanie that day, more empathy than she's had in the past 4 years with anybody else. So I'm not going to go on about it, but this is justice for Reese, and just to tell all these people that they were putting up posters and were doing anything, they are huff and haw. Are you still going on? Yes, we are still going on, and we'll go on for the rest of our lives for Reese. Justice for Reese, and justice, please get justice for him, please.
Justice for Reese, justice for Johnny, and justice for Jace, and justice for these children. Come on, let's think for children, Christ's sake. We're not children that long away, so let's be children and let children play like children should do. You know, be abused, be mental.
And please everybody give a big round of applause to Stephanie if she's watching. And Scott as well, Scott and Stephanie.
Scott and Stephanie, thank you very much, because you're helping your family as well, young kids as well, because look at young kids and all. I didn't realise what's happening, but don't realise what's happening. As soon as you get a certain age, an adult age, you're going to live this again. You can't stop reliving what's happened to Reese. It'll go forever. You can't get them back. We're trying to fight for the missing people and change the law so it doesn't happen to anybody else. That's what we're trying to do.
Stephanie's doing that for everybody. Stephanie's doing it for everybody.
So people don't think and complain, nobody shares whatever. We try to do our best to share everything else and help. Other people share. I share, I help, I try my best. So we just try our best, that's all we do. We're not perfect. I'm not saying we're perfect. We're not a perfect family. Just a normal Glasgow family who's fighting.
They call us the dysfunctionals.
We used to call us the Kitchen family, you know, but you loved that, it was quite funny. We come from a scheme, and the scheme families are dysfunctional, but we'll love each other to pieces, you know.
Hashtag justice for Reese.
Thank you very much for turning up. Some of the guest speakers today didn't turn up because of some trolls threatening us, and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. But last night when we were on the beds, this young man was travelling up from London to be here. 11:30 last night he left. Come in here this morning. 7:30. We kept it for today. Thank you.
Hello people, a lot of you know me as Fairboy Jordan on Facebook, but my real name is Jordan. Now, the reason why I started doing what I do today is because I've just lost my 3 youngest children due to the corruption of social services, making lies in reports from an incident that happened to me when I was only 13. Now, on the 27th of December 2010, it was 6 weeks before my 14th birthday, and I was jumped from behind by 6 black boys and I was stabbed. After the stabbing, I was petrified to go out. I locked myself away, started self-harming, tried committing suicide several times. This was all because of the mental health situation where there was no mental health support after a stabbing to a young child. So now social services had this picture of me as a young person, shy, keeping myself locked away. So when I started hitting my late teens, my early 20s, and I had my first child, that was an eye-opener to me to go and force mental health to help me. Now, back in 2020, I was diagnosed properly with PTSD, emotional unstable personality disorder, which sometimes on my low days, it is a really bad day. And on my good days, I'm happy as anything. But social services keep using this towards me, which now, that's left me without my 3 youngest children as they've been adopted. How social services adopting children because of what's happened to the parents during their teens. It's not just that they target young parents, not just with mental health, learning difficulties, autism, and in my eyes, the autistic people are very, very smart. But this got used against me and my child's mother, that we couldn't have our children, and it's not fair how social services are doing this. When I started doing the research on it and see the money that was going through the local authorities' hands, I was sick. Because in London, once the local authority have successfully adopted your child, just for one child, they were getting £32,320. Just for placing your child for adoption. No child should have a price figure above their head for any reason whatsoever. And when I'm out on the streets, I do try to reach out to the younger generations because it's only going to be them that are fooled into the system as they're getting older. It's hard saying don't walk around in big groups because the police are going to stop you all the time. If you're out with friends, that's what's going to happen. They've got to be in big groups, having fun. But then it starts with the police bullying, intimidating. We've got over 300 Metropolitan Police officers under criminal investigation at the minute for domestic violence, sexual abuse, strip searching children without an appropriate adult. So I feel like because of what's happened to me, and I need to share my story because the amount of youths out there being stabbed, being left with mental health, it's them and their children that are going to lose out in the end, at the end of the day. No one else. So my youngest child is 6 months old, and now I'm not going to see her till she's 18. It's an 18-year sentence just for having mental health. 18-year sentence for having learning difficulties. This is not fair on any parent, and local authorities should be assisting parents, not ripping families apart. So thank you for listening, and that's all I've got to say. Thank you.
We came here today to let our voices be heard. We used to be the George Good family, we still are. But I'm saddened, gutted, that we come out here today. Is it really worth the name? Is it worth when I've seen this? People, oh Sandy, Jean, I love you. Stevie Bonner, Stephanie Bonner, I love you. Who the fuck are these? And I'm sorry for my language, but I'm known for my language. And I speak from my heart. And has helped me today. People promise that we will be there. Never come up. Just wait and see us here next week. I'm a fucking mob. They're fucking people lovers. Because I speak to here, I get threatened. They'll get you. I don't use them friend. Well, in the crew, if you've never heard them, look him up. He's with SNP and he's going to expose all the pedos. And this warrior man was found dead. 2 bullet holes through him to silence him. The confident like crying and this is how I do not. I despise SNP for us. Despite it. And I think I went back to the days I went at you when we were running in the street. They would kill that man. They cannot deny it. Holy Greg! The man, a brother, a friend, the leader of Green, the man that gave me the courage to be here and speak out. Give Jane the courage to speak out. Jail for everything. No longer here. God is in the today. Give me the courage to speak. By Christ, it's hard speaking out to a crowd. But every day, when he's got up, and I got up, I've got that here. And it's him every one of he's got to bed. It's here. It's Stevie. He's telling us to do it, I love him as much. What are you looking for me?
Stop it.
I'm getting a bit embarrassed. But Marie, look at the one who's getting married. She just sent me an invite, Mum. I fucking don't need one, I'm going to get you.
I'd fight you.
Well, I don't want to practice. Well, I'm looking at myself a robot.
I'll get you.
No. What campaigner that man is. What a different to do. What speech that man give? I'm sure that's one of the best I've heard that man given.
That's
No,
about marriage.
I know about it. London.
Amazing friend.
I don't know what's up with it. Jade, your partner.
What can I say about Jade?
I love her a bit. And then for that girl, everyone is here today. She's here at the Rita.
You hear?
Hello, I'm doing the bit.
You hear me? Right. Don't need that. But we hear. She's always here supporting us, helping Jane about carrying banners. Look at you here. Have we got hope for a kid in the future coming here and doing it? Yeah!
How old are you, Leah? She's only 13.
13.
And she attends every rally that's on.
Well done.
But you know, one of the best ones was when they were outside the police station and she was holding a sign asking Nicola Sturgeon, why do you want to know if I'm a virgin?
That's my girl.
That says it all.
And then just starting over there. She's an amazing woman as well. We here, as I've talking about here, unfortunate. COVID stuff, but we don't forget. Summer's coming, and things are coming again. And we get back dinner. She likes the seaside, so I'll see what the seaside can do. What's that saying, when I get this place built? It'll be nice. We'll give me the holiday, I mean that for here. But There's only one of I'm going to figure out. She keeps kicking and throwing the roots.
No, it was just to say, I'm married to this amazing man, and now they're 7 for 40 years.
No, no. But to finish off this, from you, to each, every one of you, a thank, and just to finish it off, and then hand over to Robert, the founder of Just For. How you doing, people? Just a final word. There's a lot of people here that supported anti-corruption Scotland, exposed Scotland, Quarrier's warriors for years, and the Borough family has had a rough time with the system. I'd just like to thank you, right? And I want to point out something here because it's really annoyed me today. Exposed Scotland, Stephen, his wife, Sandy, Jane and the rest of the people here, we're the warriors. This is a message to the other groups out here, all over Scotland. You're a disgrace. You go in the street shouting for the sons and daughters of Scotland. Where are you today to support them? Yeah! You do the talk, but you don't do the walk, and it's disgusting. If you can't come and support the people, the real warriors, you nearly 12 years ago stood here, get a jail in the rain sleet, Scotland, protect the sons and daughters. You've got a cheek to open your mouth, and if I've got to say, shut your mouth because you're not worthy your words mean nothing, and that's a fact, and I'll verify under a charge of perjury. Every group in Scotland today is a disgrace. And informed about for sons and daughters and victims of crime, and you can't even come to support you. I'm up here every week, every couple of weeks supporting news, and you've even silenced me in the last 10 months. My message is not good enough. Well, I've got the best message in Scotland, and I've got the remedy in Scotland to solve the problems for everybody that suffered crimes in Scotland. You're just ignorant to the facts. Again, thank you to the people that came here today, especially the people that's been supporting us all the years. It's appreciated, and I hope you all keep coming. We're the real people that care.
Can you please support Robert? Robert's for Anti-Corruption Scotland, right? He's a man, he's got words, wisdom. We need to support him. Because he's been about here the last 4 years. The people have been on his toes, they've gone off his toes, blown away. There's arguments upon arguments. This man stood here. He's had bad life the last 3 years and all, his dad and all as well, and his family members as well. So we've got to have a bit of compassion for everybody, not just for anybody. Everybody needs compassion. And